Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. There are rumors from some NBA analysts that star Trae Young is unhappy in Atlanta, and if Trae Young is available for a trade, the Warriors are encouraged to prepare an offer to the Atlanta Hawks to try to sign him. Stephen Curry and Trae Young could make a spectacular duo. The Warriors still don't have a roster, and that's starting to matter. Golden State has 9 players under contract as Jonathan Kuminga's restricted free agency has brought operations to a standstill. Want the latest Bay Area sports news delivered to your inbox? Sign up here to receive regular email newsletters, including the Dime. With less than 3 weeks until training camp opens, the Warriors still don't have a roster. There's no need to dance around it, this is not ideal. Golden State has 9 players under contract, well short of the required 14 of 15 spots. Jonathan Kuminga's contract stalemate has held up business all summer and could continue to do so until the days leading up to the October 1st deadline to accept the qualifying offer. His restricted free agency, combined with the Warriors' cap situation, has made them the only NBA team yet to complete a standard roster transaction this offseason. The Warriors will obviously field a roster. That's not a real concern. Once Kuminga returns, either on the qualifying offer or on a different contract, the Warriors have been long expected to sign free agents such as Al Horford and Anthony Melton. Gary Payton too could also return. Despite the deals the team has lined up, this limbo period has ramifications. The longer the Kuminga situation remains unresolved, the less time the Warriors' eventual signings will have to settle in before camp. These weeks leading up to training camp are when players start to trickle back to the facility and ramp up. Trainers check up on their health. Coaches get updates on players' off-season progressions and start preliminary discussions about rotations. New teammates might get the chance to familiarize themselves with one another on and off the court. It's a valuable time. The Warriors' roster stagnation disrupts it. Meanwhile, free agents potentially vying for training camp invites, including Jeremiah Robinson-Earl and Delano Banton, have stopped by Chase Center for workouts recently, per sources. That's typical for this time of year, but usually there would be more clarity on the types of opportunities that might be available. Yet that's in the background right now. If the Kuminga staring contest continues, and continues to pause other business, the Warriors might not finalize their roster until shortly before training camp. Players might have to travel to the Bay, take their physicals, hold their introductory press conferences, and complete other onboarding tasks in a whirlwind. Starting training camp on a rushed note can't be great for the team that probably practices less than any other. Realistically, the Warriors will have a handful of practices to start camp, maybe a few more once preseason games begin, then hardly any during the regular season. Those don't sound like the best conditions for an aging team with, presumably, several key new pieces to gel quickly and hit the ground running. It's different, for sure, Steph Curry said of the summer's uncertainty last month at his Curry camp. My confidence is built on the identity we were able to create over the last third of the regular season last year and the playoff tourney. We have a really good team. We do know we need some pieces to help us get to the next level. I think the veteran presence we have, me, Jimmy, Draymond, we know how to prepare through that uncertainty and be able to hit the ground running in training camp knowing we should have some movement by then. The 2-time MVP is correct to note the veteran group's ability to withstand change. Butler didn't miss a beat last year while joining the team mid-season. He barely knew any plays, and the team still finished the year 23-8. With a more traditional offseason to prepare, the Warriors could even build on that surge. But this hasn't been a traditional offseason. Warriors show interest in multiple 4-year NBA veterans before training camp. Golden State Warriors are showing interest in a pair of 4-year NBA veterans before 2025 training camp. The Golden State Warriors have seen the Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets, and Los Angeles Clippers improve drastically this offseason as the Western Conference has gotten even more competitive. While the Warriors have watched, they haven't acted on it, with Jonathan Kuminga holding up their ability to make any acquisitions. With Josh Giddey and Cam Thomas officially on deals for next season, that leaves Kuminga and Quentin Grimes as the two restricted free agents without a deal for next season. While reports indicate the Philadelphia 76ers are trying to free up space for Grimes, the Kuminga situation continues to be dragged on as we near mid-September. While Golden State is expected to bring in free agents Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, and Gary Payton II, among others, there will also be some players receiving Exhibit 10 deals with Golden State to try to earn a roster spot during training camp. According to the SF Standard's Danny Immerman, there are two players who appear to be in line to earn an invite. Warriors worked out a pair of veterans. Meanwhile, free agents potentially vying for training camp invites, including Jeremiah Robinson-Earl and Delano Banton, have stopped by Chase Center for workouts recently, per sources, Immerman wrote. That's typical for this time of year, but usually there would be more clarity on the types of opportunities that might be available. While there are still a few weeks before Kuminga's deadline to accept the qualifying offer, that doesn't mean the Warriors should wait till then to finalize a deal. Multiple reports have indicated that Kuminga was offered a 2-year, $45 million contract but prefers the qualifying offer instead. As training camp approaches, the issue of an unfinished roster becomes more and more prevalent. As for what is known of Golden State's roster next season, they'll return their core three of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler. With Butler now having a full offseason under his belt with his new team, it could allow him to get out of the gates hot to start next season. Outside of those three, key pieces in Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, Buddy Hield, and Quinton Post return as well. Given that Kuminga's relationship with the Warriors appears broken at this point, it appears the ideal situation would be for the team to find an adequate sign-and-trade deal or bring him back on a deal similar to Giddey's to then move him before the trade deadline. However, it seems as though Kuminga will return on a qualifying offer and the drama will continue into the 2025-26 season. Challenge after Malcolm Brogdon snubs Warriors. With Malcolm Brogdon out of the picture, Moses Moody must prove he can be the versatile guard the Warriors need. When Malcolm Brogdon signed with the New York Knicks, Moses Moody immediately emerged as the player facing the most pressure to help the Golden State Warriors overcome the loss of a top free agent target. Brogdon has his share of injury concerns, but when healthy, he's the epitome of what Golden State needed. A well-rounded guard who can attack the basket, space the floor, and defend at a respectable level, Brogdon is everything the Warriors now need Moody to become. Golden State is in a unique position as a team that's built to win a playoff series against any team it encounters, but not ideally equipped for the grind of the regular season. Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry, and Draymond Green are all 35 or older, and injury histories are becoming more relevant by the day. Butler, for instance, has missed at least 20 games in 4 of the past 5 seasons, a statistical epitomization of how badly Golden State needs its supporting cast to ease the burden. Signing Brogdon would have went a long way towards simplifying matters. Assuming he could remain healthy, his ability to balance dribble penetration with elite catch-and-shoot efficiency would have allowed the Warriors to run offensive sets that didn't necessarily rely on their stars. Brandon Podziemski and the still unsigned Jonathan Kuminga will carry burdens of their own, but Moody must offset the inability to sign Brogdon by excelling in those very areas. Moses Moody must improve on-ball value for Warriors to contend. Moody, 23, is coming off of the most productive regular season of his career. He averaged 9.8 points, 2.6 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 0.8 steals, and 1.7 three-point field goals made, with all but his rebounding numbers marking new career-best statistics. Moody also set career-best shooting marks at 37.4% from beyond the arc and 79.7% at the free throw line. Unfortunately, Moody's momentum came to a grinding halt when he shot 35% from the field and 33.3% from three-point range during the playoffs. It was a disappointing display from an up-and-comer whom the Warriors had hoped was ready for bigger minutes. It was also a glimpse into one of the issues that Moody's improved three-point shooting overshadowed, a quiet decline on twos. Moody shot 51.9% on two-point field goals in 2024-25, down from the 55.5% mark he posted in 2023-24. The upside is that he shot 48.5% on drives, thus suggesting he can turn that into a consistent manner in which he generates points. The hurdle Moody faces in making that dream a reality, improving his mid-range game after shooting just 28% on shots from within the arc that weren't attempted within the restricted area. Perhaps it's too much to put on a 23-year-old player who's still refining the areas in which he excels. Losing Brogdon means failing to acquire a player who could have transformed the Warriors' offense, however, and Moody signed a long-term deal due to the upside that suggests he'll steadily improve. If Moody can continue to improve his three-point shooting while becoming a more reliable offensive option with the ball in his hands, missing out on Brogdon may not be as devastating as it seems. It's not even training camp, but Warriors already have a Draymond Green problem. It is just too much. The Golden State Warriors don't want to play Draymond Green at the 5 for significant stretches, but they are about to embark on that journey again. Al Horford is rumored to be signed to be their starting center after the Jonathan Kuminga drama gets sorted, but he is 39 years old. The Dubs can't expect him to play more than 27 minutes per night and must give him time off. That will put Draymond right back in the same position. Kevin Looney has gone to New Orleans. That leaves just Quinton Post and Tracy Jackson-Davis as non-Draymond options at the 5 on their current roster. Both have significant warts and haven't played more than 17 minutes per game so far. Unless someone can scale up or Kerr plans on having Post and TJD in the nightly rotation, there will be minutes for Green to eat at the 5 every night. The playing time will increase when Horford misses time or if Golden State wants a victory in a specific matchup. Draymond has a unique and irreplaceable skill set, but the 35-year-old is no stranger to missing time. The Warriors can't put a massive workload on him. Sadly, they won't have any choice if they want to be a serious title threat. Warriors need Draymond Green to do too much this season. Green is the heart and soul of the Dubs defense, but even with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, their offense has questions. Fans don't even know what their roster will look like until Kuminga's restricted free agency is sorted. They need more scoring, ball handling, and playmaking to compete with the best teams in the West. Things are even messier on the other end of the floor. A Green and Horford frontcourt sounds appealing, but the veterans can't throw their fastball every night anymore. Butler has a reputation for defense, but his impact fluctuates as he declines. Golden State desperately needs an injection of youth to help them on defense. They have the talent, but there are no guarantees that the potential becomes reality. Asking Draymond to clean up this mess is unsustainable. He played 68 games last season, but averages just 59.1 each year since 2019. The Warriors will struggle in his absences, which makes this problem bigger. They need to give Green rest, but cannot realistically expect to win without him. This problem isn't going away. There is no difference-making center waiting in free agency beyond Al Horford. Golden State hopes he staves off the dreaded decline one more year and can be impactful in the Bay Area. If not, Green's problem reaches a whole new crisis level. The Golden State Warriors have had this Draymond Green issue for years. They always find a way to navigate it, but things feel more pressing entering this season. The Dubs know they only have a few shots to get Curry and Green a 5th championship. Not having a center may be the death knell. Golden State should try to find a veteran innings eater for the regular season, but it doesn't appear likely. Instead, it will be thrust on Draymond, and everyone will be hoping he makes it to the playoffs in one piece. It is a massive and scary ask. All fans can do is stay tuned to see how it all plays out. Jonathan Kuminga suddenly linked to East squad as Warriors saga drags on. The Golden State Warriors and restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga have not yet reached a resolution as their contract saga drags on. Read more. Jonathan Kuminga strongly considering one offer from Warriors. As a result, the Warriors have yet to make any moves in free agency with just 9 players currently on their roster. While Golden State has been reluctant to accept any sign-and-trade offers for Kuminga, there was speculation the Chicago Bulls could be a suitable partner given their recent deal with Josh Giddey. However, while NBA insider Jake Fisher dismissed the notion of a sign-and-trade between the Warriors and Bulls, he said there is reason to believe Kuminga could land in the Windy City following the 2025-26 season. Don't dismiss Chicago completely as a future landing spot for Kuminga, Fisher writes. The Bulls are projected to have significant salary cap space next summer, and there will be more teams compared to this summer's barren marketplace. Those are among the factors that have Kuminga's camp, I'm told, strongly considering the same route that Cam Thomas went and accepting the $7.9 million qualifying offer from Golden State that expires October 1st. More news. Former NBA All-Star calls out LeBron James with Kuminga expected to take the qualifying offer from the Warriors. The forward would be able to test the free agent market following the 2025-26 season. It would be a pay cut for the 22-year-old, but it appears to be the more favorable route for him. Make no mistake, Kuminga's preference at this stage would be hashing out a longer deal that both parties can live with, but there simply hasn't been much movement in those talks, Fisher added. Sources say that there has been little substantive dialogue between the two sides since it emerged weeks ago that the Warriors were pushing a 2-year, $45 million deal structure in which Golden State holds a team option for year 2 and strips Kuminga of the right to grant consent on trades in year 1. Yet there is a sense, coming from those connected to both sides of these negotiations, that we could finally see some movement on the Kuminga front next week. The contract negotiations between the Warriors and Kuminga have been at a standstill for months, but once the saga reaches its denouement, the team will likely make a flurry of moves to round out their roster.